Hello, my name is Richard Maclachlan. I'm an Assistive Technologist at Runshaw College. Today we're going to be looking at Orato, and I'm going to offer you some tips and solutions. Tips basically are just some little things that I think it might be useful to know if you're going to be using this piece of software, Orato, in your own setting. And solutions to some of the problems that we encountered using the software. And I'll offer you ways of dealing with some of the small problems that we did encounter, so that if you do run into those when you're using it, you know how to resolve those. The first thing we're going to focus on, just as a quick tip, is that Orato can actually be run from a pen drive. So if you don't want to put open source software onto your college computers, or alternatively, if you actually just want to give students a piece of software that they can take home with them, then it's a really useful feature of Orato. I've got a copy of the software here that's currently zipped. I'm going to extract it onto a pen drive so you can see exactly what I mean. So here I've got a removable disk. You can see there's nothing on it at all. So if I extract this software onto my removable disk, see it's extracting to E, extract. Won't take long to do. It's only a very small program, and there we are. So you can see computer, removable disk, and we've got Orato there, and that should start up just fine. So there we are. So I've now got Orato running from that pen drive. You can see that this is the version that you might have seen in other videos that I've produced. So there we are. That's Orato running from a pen drive. So that's something that you can give a try, and you can give it to students on a small USB pen drive, or put it onto their own pen drive if you want to try that with them. Okay, the next thing that it's worth being aware of, just as a little tip if you're going to use Orato, is that there are actually currently two different versions of the software that are available, and I'll show you the major differences here now. So if I show you the one that we've got on the right here, you'll see that if I open the options menu, to change voice, we've got this drop down menu here, and then our other options are displayed below. Whereas if I show you the one that we've got on the left, if we look in the options menu, you'll see that the option to set voice is actually just this button here, and we've also lost the speech rate and the volume option there. Now that's because an encounter that or rather a problem that people were encountering when they were using this original version of Orato was that they might get an error when they tried to change the voice. So if I tried to change the voice to the Technologist Jack voice, you'll see here I've just got this error, failed to set data for default token ID. Now the voice will still change successfully, so it's not actually a major problem if you do get it, but it is something that's been resolved in this newer version. I'll just change that back to Jess. You can see that error coming up a few times there. Now, if I go to the version of Orato I've got running here on the left and go to set voice, instead what happens is it opens this speech properties window where I can change the voice without it causing me any problems. So you can see here as well, I've got the option to change the speed of the voice. So I haven't lost that option entirely. In this version on the right, you can see here I've got the speech rate here. I just have the voice speed here. So I do still have that option. I can still speed it up, slow it down. That will still work just fine. But it just moves the option to this speech properties window that opens up. This is actually opening just a component of your Windows operating system rather than it being an option just within Orato. So if I change the voice here, you can see that'll work successfully.
You have selected Technologist Jack, Sarah voice, English, England as the computer's default voice.
So I'll apply that, and now we're up and running just fine here. So basically that's another thing to be aware of. Just a little tip, there are two different versions of Orato. This version on the right does have a few issues around if you want to alter the voice, so it's just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about what version you're going to use. If you actually get the version from the FX software website, I'll put a link down in the description, then this is the version on the left this newer version is the version that you can download from there. So I'm going to shut this this version on the right now, and leave us with the version on the left as we move on to a final thing that I think it's worthwhile people know if they're going to be using Orato. Okay, so you can see over on the right hand side of the screen here, I've got this Learning Futures case study open, and this case study is about the tools and resources that we used. This case study does actually feature some information about Orato software, as well as some recommendations about the settings and options, and this is one of the things that I actually wanted to address in this video. So this is basically a solution that we're offering to a problem that we did encounter when we used the software. So if I were to highlight a piece of text that I want to read and then click speak using Orato.
Orato is a simple to use, free, open source text-to-speech tool that runs on Windows computers.
You can see that that works just fine. The voice read it aloud. That was Jess, one of the Technologist voices, and there were no problems there. However, if I put this option on, automatically start reading clipboard, and then go through the same process. So select the text that I want to be read, copy it to the clipboard.
Orato is a simple to use, free, open source text-to-speech tool that runs on Windows computers. Orato, Orato, Orato.
Now you may have heard what happened there. At the end of it reading that text aloud, when you have the automatically start reading clipboard option turned on, it will read the text straight away as soon as you copy it. But once it finishes reading the text, it will repeat the first word a few times. It's a little bit distracting, it's a little bit frustrating, and it was something that we ran into sort of when we were using the software with students. Now, we were already recommending that students untag this automatically start reading clipboard option because it gave them more control over how they wanted to use the software. So we recommend that it's a little bit better if you disable that option, and it will eliminate this problem that you get in PDFs. One interesting thing that we found, if I just pull in this Word document, it's a Word document of the same resource, is that if you actually have the automatically start reading clipboard option turned on, but you use it in a different format. So if I go to there and copy that, it will start reading it immediately if we remember.
Orato is a simple to use, free, open source text-to-speech.
Okay, so that works fine in a Word document. It is purely, just to go back, in PDFs that this problem occurs.
Orato is a simple to use, free, open source text-to-speech tool. Orato, Orato, Orato.
So it's worthwhile just keeping that option disabled. It seems to work just fine. So that is a solution that I'm offering there to that issue that you'll find in PDF documents. Again, the electronic papers that you'll be able to request from exam boards will be PDF documents, so it's just something to be aware of if you're planning on using this tool with your students. If you have any queries or questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can find us on Twitter at @TTRunshaw. That's @TTRunshaw. Again, I'll put a link down in the description. And good luck using Orato in your own setting if it's something you want to pursue with your students. Thanks very much, and thanks for watching. Bye.